Hi everyone, I am here today to show my design team project for EllsieBeLsBookShelf. Bookshelf. Here is the cover right here. As you can see, this is the Black Day of the Dead one that she so kindly sent me. I actually do not have the tassel on it right now. Try to get back. Because I had taken it off because I'm going to have to, it's so big, I'm going to have to wrap it separately whenever I ship it. But I will go ahead and show it to you. It's got this big long bead dangle, and when it's on, it's about to there. And then it's got this pretty little charm that comes with it, and all kinds of really pretty trims and laces. And a lot of the stuff in here actually comes with the kit. I did like this pretty black one and this pretty maroon one and this flat lace. I did add a few laces just because there were so many colors in this cover that I don't get to use very often, like this green and this orange. And so I did go a little crazy adding some colors into it, but it just slips right into this hole right here. You just open it up and slip it on, and then you'll have the bead dangle, the charm, and the tassel hanging from it. And then on the cover, it's got some tulle that she sent with it, and then this right here comes in the kit, and then this and this is some Tim Holtz ephemera. And it ended up turning out a whole lot chunkier than I intended it. I was going to put the holes here and do that kind of closure, but it needed the double wrap because it is massive. I actually bought the Tim Holtz paper pad and was going to add it into this kit, but by the time I used the digitals that come in this kit and the filler paper she sends in the kit, and stuff like that, I mean, it was already so big that I was not able to add any of the Tim Holtz paper. But I still think it turned out pretty good. So again, look how big that is. And it has some dark orange lace, some light orange lace, and then some black sari silk on the paper clips. This sari silk is from Laura at A Papered Soul. It's very nice. And here we go. Let's get into it. On the front, she sent you the front cover right here on this nice cardstock, and then a bunch of the digipapers. And I actually had the hardest time when I was starting this because I had two ideas in my head. One was like a very vintage, cutesy Halloween, and the other was a very spooky Halloween. But with this cover, you know, it's not really vintage, cutesy, or spooky with the bright. So I had the hardest time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. And I always print my paper on a thicker cardstock so I can coffee dye it. So I was really worried about messing up the papers. But I think it turned out great for this kit. This right here is a piece of ephemera from the kit. And this is one of the free little digis you get with it. And I just added a little bling. And then here's some Tim Holtz ephemera. And see, the paper is faded because I coffee dyed it, but it doesn't look like that when you buy it. It'll be this bright green. But I think it looks really cool how the colors bled through. Another Tim Holtz ephemera, some eyelash trim from Aaliyah, a little sticker from Danny, and then this comes in the kit. There's a whole page of this black and white ephemera. And instead of cutting it all out, which you could definitely do, you could fussy cut it, I just cut them and rounded the edges and made them little cards. Some stenciling. Here's some washi tape. This bag right here is also from A Papered Soul. And then on the inside is another one of the free printables. And I just folded it in half so that you could journal on it. And of course I can't get it in with one hand. And so that just slides back in there. And then some more of the Tim Holtz ephemera. And then this page, all of these pages, like I said, they'll look lighter, but they're a lot darker when you get them. And then here's some Tim Holtz ephemera. And I love the way that this one coffee dyed. How gorgeous is that? And you can see the little blue ghost popping through. Hope you can see that on camera. And then here's another one of those cards I was talking about, some Tim Holtz words, and then here's one of the journaling cards that comes with the kit. It looks like a little postcard with spiders. And then this flower also comes with the kit. And this is some of her filler paper she sent, and it is gorgeous. I absolutely love this filler paper. And it looks really nice on the side. How cool is that? Tim Holtz people and the Tim Holtz ephemera. And the ephemera from the Tim Holtz ephemera, I did not coffee dye, but I did distress it and kind of go over it so that it looks coffee dyed. Everything else is except for all of the Tim Holtz ephemera. Excuse me. Another page from the kit. And again, look how pretty that came through. I actually really like it. You can see the graph there and the colors there. Here's the stamp I got at Michael's with the black cat. And then here's another filler paper she sends, and it's a really nice weight. A little tag that comes with the kit with some eyelash trim, and all of these have been coffee dyed and distressed. And then I paper clipped this closed, but it just opens up. And then this is a guest check that also comes with the kit. You get 2 of these decorated ones, which are really neat. And again, it's just coffee dyed and distressed. And then here's a really old vintage book page. I want to say I actually got this one from a book from Lindsay Zenor, but it had the black cat, so I liked it. And then you get 4 of these really neat skulls in the kit. And then this is another page from the kit. This pumpkin and this tag come from the kit. And then that's the Tim Holtz ephemera and the Tim Holtz word. And you could always take these out and use them to decorate the journal. Some more stenciling. And then this lace she sent for a closure. But as you can see, mine is so big, it was kind of pushing it. So I decided to just decorate the journal with it. And then over here, she sent these really neat graph rectangle pieces. And I turned it into a pocket. And then here is some of that Tim Holtz paper pad. I did use some of it as punches, but it's like velvet. It feels really cool. And the Tim Holtz words. And then this was out of a little cat book. It had this neat little black cat with the pumpkins, and I just turned it into a little journaling card, and it just slips back in there. And then over here, another page from the kit, and I'm not going to keep saying all of them. All of the decorated pages like this are part of the Digi kit, and then most of all the regular papers are the filler paper she sends. And then this is a piece of ephemera from the kit with just a little bling. And another one of the tags. And see it has a spider. And this is a spider web. So I thought that went good. And here's some of that sparkly black trim from Danny's shop. I really like it. And then here's the back of that page, which turned out really neat. See, everyone did a different thing. You know, some of them, the whole color showed. Some of them have these really neat blotches. Here's another one of the little cards I made from the kit. And then I also got this bag right here from Laura at A Papered Soul as well. And then these are all Tim Holtz, and then just a little leaf punch that I had used. And when you open it up, it just has another one of the journaling cards that comes with the kit. And a little bit of washi that I picked up at Michael's. This little banner also came with the kit, and this little journaling card, and I just used it as a tuck spot right there. Oops, sorry, I did not mean to do that. And then over here, this did not come with the Tim Holtz package, but it was a package from Michael's that was Halloween ephemera. Sorry, I don't know why it's shaking so bad. So I put that there, and this was one of the doilies from Michael, and it's a lot stretchier than I thought it was going to be. I'm used to using doilies that, you know, I make or are vintage, and they're not quite so loose, so I really had to fill up the pocket. But here, this card right here came with the Tim Holtz people, and then this card right here came with the kit, and I just kind of put a paper clip to kind of help hold them in. And then this ephemera right here also came with the kit, and I just turned it into a little booklet with some little scraps of paper like that, and then I just added a little, I stapled it. I normally don't like to use staples, but I was trying to hurry, so I stapled it, and then I covered it in fabric so you couldn't see the staples. And then this lace right here is the white lace that she sent, and I just distressed it with the Tim Holtz black soot. So there's a little booklet that just tucks right in there. And then over here, got some washi, a little piece of eyelash trim, a little black bag that I believe I got from Danny. And then this is a piece of ephemera that comes with it. And then just a piece of paper that you can pull out and open and journal in, just for some extra writing space in there. There's another page. And over here, I thought that was really pretty how that came through as well. And this up here, this piece of ephemera is also in the kit. And I did add a sticker here, but I did not glue it down. That way, in case the recipient wanted to peel it up and like make it a nameplate or write a date, like put a date and journal about it or whatnot, it'll easily come up. If you do want it to be permanent, you know, when it gets loose, just add a little glue. And then over here, I clipped this little piece that I had found up there. This paper came with it, and this ledger came with it, which I absolutely love. But I'm pretty sure she said that she is out of this paper now. It was a huge sheet, so half of it I coffee dyed normally where I streaked it, and the other half I splattered it, and I thought the splatters ended up going well with how the pages turned out. So I used that side of it. Very pretty. I love the feel of it. Another piece of ephemera from the kit. Another journaling card. There's another page. And then over here, I did not want to cover this paper because I loved how you could see the houses and the cats and the circles. I really liked how it turned out. But this image right here is the human anatomy. And this was a... This is a toad where you can see his anatomy out of a really old vintage medical book. They're actually both out of a vintage medical book. And so I thought they went well together. And then another little Tim Holtz phrase. Stenciling. There's a little Tim Holtz ephemera. And then here is some lace. I really liked the colors showing up here. You can see the little skulls, and then it's got like maroon and black, and it's really pretty. And here is another piece of filler paper. I just cut it down so that I could put it right side up. Some little trim up there. Here's another one of the skulls, and instead of cutting it out, I just turned it into a journaling card. Some more washi tape and little stickers. And then up here, I was looking for something to put in the spider web, and I didn't have spiders or anything, but I have this butterfly punch, and I don't know, it seemed kind of creepy having a butterfly stuck in a spider web. I don't know. And here, these urban myth cards, Danny sent me a couple, and I thought they were really cool. They're like truth or myth or whatnot, and it asks a question and tells you. So those are pretty cool. And then here is another page that she sent in the kit, and I punched it with the Martha Stewart ribbon punch, but then instead of putting ribbon in it, I put eyelash trim through it, and then just kind of taped it up like that with the washi tape. I don't know, I think it kind of feels neat. It looks a little creepier than just ribbon. And also, if you wanted, you know, you could gesso or whatnot over here and have a writing space. But I want to say this is the Headless Horseman or something, so I kind of liked the reading on it. And then I made another pocket up here, and then it's got some tulle, another image from that vintage medical book. And then it's got one of the freebie journaling cards in it. And this one has Frankenstein, and this girl from the Tim Holtz people, She kind of reminds me of maybe what Frankenstein's bride might have looked like. I don't know, her big dress, and she looks kind of creepy. Here's a little pumpkin stamp, another image, a little fabric ruffle that Aaliyah made, pocket with the ephemera, another journaling card, some vintage music paper that I reinforced with some washi. I'm going to try to speed up because I'm about halfway out of time. Some more of the Tim Holtz wording, and then there was this spiderweb acetate paper in the Tim Holtz pad that I had really wanted to use, and so I kind of just punched it and stuck it there. You can put it wherever you want. And then on the flip side is a fabric envelope that I had sent to Aaliyah, and she made it for me. It's got this really pretty, like, shiny yellow paper, and on the inside it has the extra little squares and some pieces of ephemera, like the cat, and anything that I didn't use from the kit, ephemera-wise, is in this envelope. And then here's just a Tim Holtz little label thing with some orange little ribbon behind it. Here's another page from that vintage book that I believe I got from Lindsay, and it's got like a ghost, kind of creepy. Another piece of ephemera from the kit, and then over here another piece from the kit, and I just backed it on some burlap and put a little bling. And then this over here, this image, I believe, yeah, this one also came from the kit, and it actually flips up for more journaling, and it was kind of sticking out, so I just kind of tucked it under the paper clip right there. And then over here, just some tulle with another piece of ephemera, and I kind of liked how just a little bit showed through around the bottom edges. And then here is an envelope that I made, and I had bought some print mess-ups from Elizabeth. Like, she had, not even mess-ups, but ones that she didn't want. She had like a big folder you could buy on her shop, and this was one of the images, and it just seemed kind of creepy to me, this winding staircase. So I kind of wanted it to show, but I was running out of space when I found it. And it is just backed on like one of those manila envelope things. I thought it went well, and it just slides in there, and there's some more of that Tim Holtz like velvety paper with some of the sparkly trim. And then there was one page in the Tim Holtz pad that I kind of just cut up and used pieces of. Again, I wanted to leave the stuff showing. And over here, this flower comes in the kit, and it was actually, these flowers were a lot easier to cut out than I thought they were going to be, which was really nice. And then over here, again, is another skull that I made into a card instead of cutting it out. With his mustache, he would not have fit on the page, so I just folded the journaling card over, and then you could just unpaper clip it and then write on the inside or move it or do what you want. And then here's the other side of one of those vintage book pages, and I just added a little Tim Holtz pumpkin to it. And then down here, she sent some Rolodex cards, and I turned it into a little pocket for this little piece of ephemera that comes in the kit. And I had them in there, and I was looking for some words to put down here, and I found watching and waiting, because it kind of looks like he's watching and hiding. And then I cut this Tim Holtz paper down into a pocket and kind of punched it a little bit. And then behind it is just a long piece of coffee dyed paper that you can journal on. And then on this side, I was actually going to glue this piece down just as decoration. But I was like, well, I might as well just leave it open in case someone wants to text something there. And then I didn't like it just sticking up like that, so then I just cut a little piece and stuck it in. But I loved how this paper turned out on this side. I think it looks really cool with the little splatters coming through. Here's some more of that music paper. A a little poison label, a little pumpkin stamp, and then I found this Tim Holtz one that said the fragile texture of a spider's web. I thought that was kind of creepy, and then it's just got some tulle. And then here's a big piece of that acetate stuff, Tim Holtz acetate sheet stuff, and I was just gonna slide a big extra piece in here, that way someone would have it if they wanted to make something with it. So I had it in here just as like a big rectangle, and then I figured I might as well just cut it down into a tag. So you can use it as a tag, or you can cut it up and do what you will want with it. And this is another one of the journaling cards. And then this is a piece of ephemera from the kit right here. And I sat this little creepy little Tim Holtz girl on top of it. And it kind of looks like it's grabbing her. And it says the young girl became possessed. So I thought that was kind of creepy. And then here is one of the glassine envelopes that she sent. And it just has one of those Urban Myth cards in it. A little bit of that doily. And then behind it, it just has some Tim Holtz ephemera I turned into a journaling card. Another piece of the paper. And then just another little piece. Let's see. I was going to see if it had the title. Alfred Hitchcock's Haunted Houseful. Okay, I think that's the name of it. But this is a piece that came with it. And it's, again, a really nice weight. Little Tim Holtz ephemera. And then over here, I tried my hand at stamping onto some fabric. And I actually really liked it. I'm going to be doing some more of that. And then just put the 31. And this is avocado dyed paper. And then over here, I thought this moon that came in the Tim Holtz ephemera was really creepy. So I added him. And then some Tim Holtz words. And then here's the other side of that filler paper. And I was going to put something here since this covers that and this is kind of blank. I was going to put something here, but I kind of like having the lines to write on. There's those skulls again. I think they look really cool showing through. And this is another piece of paper that came in that folder of paper from her. And I used it as a pocket, and it just is holding one of the Pictionary cards that comes with the kit. And this is the other side of that anatomy sheet. And here's that gorgeous page. I really like how that page turned out. And then over here, I just glued down a tag and then glued one of the Tim Holtz cats on top of it with some baker's twine running through it. Kind of make it look like it's hanging. And then this is some Tim Holtz ephemera. And this is also some Tim Holtz ephemera, as well as that. Again, I really like the way this came through. The color's showing, but then you also get the design. And then this was out of the vintage medical book as well. I cut it out, and I glued it to some coffee-dyed paper and distressed it. So this is actually a journaling card. And then same with this, it's coffee dyed, so it is also a journaling card. And then here's a little fabric pocket that just has one of these playing cards, one of the little cards I made from the kit, and then a little piece of ephemera from the kit tucked in. And then this just, if you can get it, this just flips open. And then over here is another little piece of that paper that I had cut up. The other side of that bag. And it just has another one of the journaling cards in it. Over here, another one of those little cards I made with the ephemera. And another one of those really neat tags. I loved these tags. And this page turned out pretty cool too. So there's that. And then over here is the other guest check. And I just turned it into a little flip up so you can journal underneath and have a whole page for writing. Here's the other part of that lace that she sent. And then again, I took one of the big journaling cards that wouldn't fit and folded it in half over the page. So you can take it off and write on the inside of it. And then here's the other side of that vintage book with the black cat. The filler paper, I stamped a black cat on. And then I took a black bag and I turned it into a... Okay, so it's a black bag, so it's got a pocket up here, but then it also has a pocket to the side. And then I actually glued it down backwards so that this could be a pocket as well. So up in here, and I was gonna glue this part down right here so that way this pocket was easier to get to, but I really wanted this to be able to open all the way, so it's up to you. You are more than welcome to glue it down. But on the inside, I just have another journaling card in the front little slot. And then I just added a couple big pieces of the Tim Holtz paper that I thought someone could cut up and play with. And they are double-sided, so it kind of gives you some options. But I really like this one with the texture. And then, so here's the piece of paper I cut down to size to fit here. And then I used some of the lace that came with the kit. Some of the paper here, and then a piece from this paper here. And then in the pocket is just a little punch, and then a couple pieces of the ephemera. And so all of these do come out. So you got this big pocket here with extra paper and a journaling card. This paper here with some ephemera. And then this pocket, actually, over here is supposed to have this in it right here. Like it slides in, but I wanted it to finish drying last night, so I left it out. But this is what will be in it now. But basically, it is, she sent a orange index card with the kit. And I just decoupaged a Halloween napkin onto both sides of it. Well, what I did was, I know that you can't coffee dye these cards. Well, I can't anyways. It never works out. So, a lot of times I will splatter them. But sometimes when I splatter too heavily, it comes out shiny. And I didn't like that look. So, instead, I decided to decoupage both sides of it. So, that right there just will slide into that back pocket over here. And then, again, the top pocket will just have some fun papers and stuff to play with. And it's a really big, let me see if I can get it. It's a really big pocket. And then here is the other side of that page. I love how she does this. Another journaling card. And then I made this into a journaling card as well. And I really did not want to cover this page. I love it with the skulls showing. So this is a piece of ephemera from the kit, and I turned it into just a little mini pocket with another piece of ephemera from the kit. And then on this side of the bag, I used this ephemera from the kit, and I put some of the Tim Holtz wedding people. And it says, "For love and death," which is kind of creepy. And then another one of the tags right there. And on the inside of this one, it just has another one of the journaling cards. And some more of that washi. And then some Tim Holtz ephemera and some more eyelash trim. And then on this page over here, well, here's the journaling card. But she had another one of those like little banner up-tuck things. And what I did was I had these little Goosebump little playing cards that actually used to be my husband's when he was younger. And I just glued it to the banners just to kind of make it a bigger little uptuck. And then the journaling card just goes under. And then over here it just has some little piece of ephemera. And then she sent this paint chip card right here. And then here's some more of that vintage medical book. and then the last piece of that lace that she sent. And I actually did not, I wasn't able to get my sewing machine out, and I didn't want to dig it out just for this card, so I actually drew these on to make it look like it was stitched on. And then it is a big pocket, and it's just got a coffee dyed and distressed guest check behind it that I thought you could kind of maybe use like as a nameplate, or you know, whatever you wanted. And that is it, guys. I hope that you enjoy it. So you will get this, and you will get this tassel, and all kinds of fun stuff. And again, this is at EllsieBeLs's Bookshelf. She has some really cool kits, so please go check her out. Thanks. Bye.